He is former Secret Service. Oh, he can speak to the dirt floor in the basement of the White House. Dan Bongino?
I believe so.
That's Italian for good Gino.
I didn't realize that.
It is. I know a little boot talk. Well, he'll tell us why he's a Republican candidate for Senate in Maryland. This is former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino. Dan.
That's right.
What's happening, big man?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Dennis. Big fan. You do great work on O'Reilly. A little academic. Sometimes I have to Google up right away, but very good work, very funny as usual, so thanks for having me on.
Well, I did my doctoral thesis on the Jetsons robot Maid, so yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's a little dissertational. Danny, now you sound like a young man. How old are you?
37, but I feel 57 after this campaign, so I am young, chronologically.
Well, is it like Menudo, where they kick you out of the... Why didn't you stay in the thing? That sounds like a good job.
It was a great job, Dennis, and it was nothing they did that forced me to leave. I've been there 12 years. I was halfway done, and I'm just a guy like yourself. I was fed up with the system, and I think during my 5 years in the president's detail, it was so stressful, and there was so much going on all the time, that me being a conservative thinker, you really didn't have time to sit down and digest it all. And when I left the president's detail and I went to the Baltimore field office to start investigating federal crimes again, federal financial fraud, I had some time to kind of sit down and really digest my ideas on the economy and healthcare, and I said, I have to do something. So
well, that would be a brutal day, too, when you moved out of the I don't know if they rotate you out or something, but I can see where living on the electric griddle, being around the president, is an exciting thing. And then when they move you back to the office, it must be like, I don't know if I want to do this, right?
We call it hitting the hard deck, because you come down from 30,000 feet where your life literally revolves around the president.
Right.
He says on a Friday night, you're at the White House, and he says, I want to go to Camp David. You don't get to say, well, listen, my daughter's got a birthday party in a few minutes. You just jump on the helo and you go.
Right.
We've woken up a lot of mornings and brushed our teeth with our fingers. You sleep in a suit, and it's just it's not a sob story. That's just the way it is. That's the unglamorous part of the job they don't tell you about.
Yeah, I had an electric finger put in, and I get a good brush off it. It really
it's
you
the
can't
blackout
believe.
For you.
Yeah. You now listen. What's it like on the day in training? And I'm going to get to the campaign in a second, but we don't get a chance to talk to Secret Service, and I admire that so much. Is there a day in the training where you are told, or is there a certain guy that you're expected to take the bullet? I mean, do they talk about that, or is that just understood when you get into the...
They do, but they don't. I've read online about this blood oath. I think people just like to write that to sell books. There's no blood oath. You don't sign an oath.
Right.
Like when you were a kid, you pricked your finger and you were blood brothers.
Right,
we don't really do that to each other.
Right.
But it is assumed from day one that it's you before him. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the job. And if you ever watch the footage, you've probably seen it 1,000 times of Reagan, unfortunately, being shot.
Yes.
You'll see what we do. The guy gets big. He doesn't get small. He doesn't duck the bullet. What he does is he expands his arms and legs out. That's what they train you to do. They call it getting big. And that is totally, completely counterintuitive to do that.
Yes. Well,
you hear gunshots, everybody ducks. They don't get big.
The only other time you hear that is in the Werner Herzog thing, Grizzly Man, where they tell you if you're getting hit by a bear, you're supposed to get big. Or if you see a bear and you think, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd shirk up. But they say the bear vibes you on his gaydar and he'll go away from you. But
only you would know that, Dennis. Oh, really?
Well, there you go. All right, let's talk about the campaign now. You're running down in Maryland. You're a conservative. I don't know much about, is Maryland politics are right in the middle, aren't they? Is it purple or what is it?
Maryland's a blue state, but it's deceiving because we've won here before. Reagan won here in '84. George H.W. Bush won here. We had a governor, Ellen Salberry, who lost by a sliver, less than a couple thousand votes. And then Bob Ehrlich won here as a Republican in 2002. So we have a good history of winning.
Yeah, it's doable if you make sense.
Sure, and people are fed up here. We have a governor here who couldn't care any less about personal liberties, freedoms, all that stuff that's discussed in the Constitution. I'm saying that sarcastically. They don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
And people are fed up here. They're talking about another gas tax because gas prices are going up exponentially. Let's just add to it. He wants to tack a sales tax onto the gas tax.
Oh, why don't they just back off for a second? I mean, they don't understand that you have to vary the pace a little, and you can only smack a dog on the nose so many times with a rolled up newspaper before you eventually have to give them a biscuit. And we need a biscuit right now. We need them to get out of our way and then, resuscitate this corpse, and then they can get their feed tube back in down the road. But they don't understand that. They just keep pressing taxes. I'm talking to Danny Bongino. Now he's got me activated. He's running for Senate down in Maryland. His website, Bongino, BONGINO.com, and you can follow him on Twitter at @DBongino. Give me your 3 core tenets, Danny. If you had to say, here's what I want to run on, tick them off for me.
Listen, you have to ask yourself as a voter right now, because the lifeboats are running out, folks. Make no mistake. There's 100 people on the Titanic, and there's one lifeboat with 25 seats. Now we're all looking at each other saying, wow, this is real. Well, it's real right now. Education, healthcare, and the economy. You believe in liberty or not? Simple question. Because taxes are just a form of taking your money and the government making you work for them. Healthcare. You want to go to the DMV for healthcare? Re-elect Barack Obama and Senator Cardin in Maryland. Education. You think our K-12 system is fantastic and you shouldn't pick where your kid goes to school? Vote for the Democrats. Don't vote for me, because I'm not your guy. I believe in choice and liberty. That's it. It's a simple question.
Danny Bongino! It's beautiful.
I didn't prepare that either, I promise you. That was extemporaneous.
I'm pumped.
I worked out this morning, so I feel good.
I know. We're at the point now where not only there are 25 seats left, women get there first, and on their way in, 30-year-old women are asking for a condom for the boat.
It's ridiculous. I can't
It's
believe we're talking about this. The country's going down. This is what we're talking about?
I know. It's crazy to me. And she's...
Listen, can we fix the economy?
And you knew as soon as you talked cross at her, they'd say you were Puritan about sex, and you're just saying, no, I just can't believe I've got a 30-year-old woman sitting in front of my biggest legislative chamber whining that she can't come up with that $2.75 a day for anything. Forget right. What it is. What is she doing on my TV whining about this? And then she's pitched as Joan of Arc to me later by the liberal pundits. I'm just thinking, this world's gone mad. All right, so you're 37. You got a family? Are you a solo man? What are you doing?
I'm married. My wife, Paula, is a first-generation immigrant from Colombia. She's got a great story, successful business owner. I have a newborn at home and an 8-year-old. You want to talk about a moment of serendipity, Dennis? I drive in to resign. Tell the Secret Service, hey, listen, I'm going to leave. So they're ready to call the psychologist. They think I'm crazy. And I tell them, listen, on the way in, my wife told me she was pregnant. We had a newborn. So I said, I'm pregnant and I'm going to resign. They said, are you serious? And they called the ombudsman, everyone. They said, you can't do this. So listen, I believe in what I'm doing. And so I got a newborn at home. I don't know a lot
beautiful.
Of nights, but it's all right.
Is the kid, if you work out and the wife's Colombian, it must be a beautiful kid, right? Is the kid ripped?
He is gorgeous. Oh, yeah, he's got abs.
All right, Bongino, you got a good sense of humor. Now, see, at least Bongino's in the, I think I have to get to the point in life as a 58-year-old man where I'm starting to think, I got to look for new blood here, new guys who are hip. He's got a good sense of humor. He's had his ass on the line, expected, like he said, it's me before him when he was a Secret Service agent. I like his 3 core tenets, and I would encourage you to look into him down there in Maryland. Daniel's website is Bongino.com, Bongino. Running for Senate, and you can follow him on Twitter at @DBongino. Come back and tell us how your trek is. When's this election day? Is it all the way in November, or when is it?
Oh, April 3rd is our primary.
Oh, it's April 3rd.
We're on the presidential November 6th. So, yeah, give us your vote. I'm just a normal guy. We're looking for a shot to change things.
A normal guy who wants an out-of-stater to vote in the Senate election. And I get it.
Come on, listen, it's
I'll be in there.
Come on.
All right, Danny, come back and visit. Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Thank
Later,
you.
Gator.